Hi everyone, it is Helen here from the Coffee Apple. So, don't know if you've noticed, but right here in the middle, we're looking at pocket money. This time it is number 2. It is recommended for the older ages, and I certainly recommend that the kids playing it are familiar with their coins already. Now, we do have the designer here. This is Pam, everyone. Say hi, Pam. And on this side, I've got Vanessa.
Hi.
And on this side, I have got Kate, and we've all had a go at playing the pocket money. But what I thought, considering our lovely Pam has dropped stock off to us today, I thought now is a really good opportunity to have a chat behind the game board and why it's different to the first one, why it is better for the older kids, and what was your favourite parts of designing it? All right, go for it, Pam. What are you thinking?
Well, I suppose I wanted to, and it really came from you, Helen. You kept saying, when are you going to bring out another one that sort of is more advanced? And of course,
yes,
it takes a long time to come up with an idea that sort of you can then put together in a game. So I was looking at more advanced concepts that built on to pocket money.
Number one. Yes, because that was recommended for 5 and up, and that is getting familiar with Australian currency and giving and receiving of change. And we have sold a lot of those. This one here, we're also going to be looking at, well, if I have a look on this side, we're going to be looking at savings. And that is one of the main and key differences. And yes, you do get the money tray with this one. And
you get all the notes. So
yes,
the first one we only had the 5 and the 10, whereas this one you have all of the notes,
which is that is very,
so that's
very helpful.
The other thing that they're doing, they have to save some money, so it's really about managing their money. They've got a balance between what they need to spend to get around the board,
yes,
and then save some money as well. Now, if they run out of spending money, they have to then go to one of these e-banks or the bank over here.
Yes.
And withdraw money.
So to start off with, everyone here is at Go, and you all have it's $100, isn't it? And it's sort of divvied out similar to Monopoly. You get a certain number of 5s, a certain number of 10s, and so forth. And as you go around the game board, there is things where you can earn money. There's choice cards where you can buy either a wish card or a charity card. Now, to actually win this game, you need to have in your bank account, in your savings account, so over here, you need to have $250 in there, plus you need 2 wish cards and 1 charity card. Now, there's only 4 charity cards in the box because only 4 people can play, and you only need 1 each. So there's different charities. This one here is Ocean Cleanup, and that is $50.
They're all $50. These ones are just
excellent. And this one is Medical Research, and Injured Wildlife. And over here, we've got Rainforest Conservation. So that is the charity side. On this one here, you need to get 2 wish cards. And these ones here are all different prices. And when you land on one of these squares here, you get to choose. When you turn it over and have a look at it, you go, oh, that's a little bit expensive. I don't have enough money. I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to put the wish card back down. Yeah, the 72, that is definitely an outro. The 75, you're really going to have to save for them. And that said, I don't think, and I suppose it's something you can decide on when you're playing the game, as to whether or not you have to decide on the top one or whether or not you can shuffle through the wish cards to pick and choose the one that you want. I don't know. You guys might have to decide that when you're playing. So set that rule out first, because that might solve any issues down the track.
I did design it though, Helen, to just take the one off the top.
Did you? Oh, see now.
If you follow the rules exactly, you'll be just taking.
And Helen is likely to shuffle through the cards.
At the bottom.
Through at the bottom, and then eventually you are hopefully going to land on the choice. And there are a couple of different ones. Yes.
There's 8 choices around the board, so you have quite a few opportunities.
So Helen, be good. Don't shuffle through the deck trying to get the one that you want. Oh, come on! We totally want to.
Some of the ones that are different too, with the earn, as different from pocket money.
Yes.
One, you can actually be paid an hourly rate. So you've got a job. This one here that Helen's pointing to at the moment is babysitting. There's walking the dogs.
Yes. But this one here, and in order to determine how much money you're going to get, you actually have to roll the dice, and it would be $9 per hour. So you roll the dice to see how many hours you worked. So we're going to be working on our 9 times table here. Over here, you're rolling to work out how many dogs you're walking. So again, we're working on our...
7 times 10.
Did I say roll the dog? Quite possibly. So sorry about that. Got a bit excited. Sorry, puppies. We're not rolling you this time. But in that way, you are working on your multiplication. And over here, there's another one, which
15
is...
an hour.
15 an hour.
11 an hour. So they're all times table that kids should be able to work out at their 8 or above.
Oh, definitely.
Sort of different ways they can work it out. And remember, we're only going up to 6 times in any number because of the number rolled on the dice.
Oh, definitely. And then there's 2 other squares that we also really quite enjoy. Which, Vanessa, which one's your favourite one?
If you've sort of landed on a lot of spends,
Which
and
I
you
do.
don't want to go into your savings, you like these earn ones because you have to share the $120
So
with
in this
everyone
case,
around the board.
they're washing the car.
Yeah.
Oh, with everyone. So when I played it against Kate, and we only had to obviously share it between the two of us. And Sarah...
Sorry.
Yeah, and Sarah was saying last night, we are doing a little bit of division, but only by 2, because she'd also only played. But then if there's 4 of you playing, well, that changes it completely. Oh, my...
Divide it by 4.
Oh, no! That's it. I'm only playing this game with 2. I only want to share with one other. I'm a little bit great because I was really excited to land on the 120, and I must admit I was pretty low on cash, and I was a bit reluctant. Sorry, Kate, I did not want to share it with you.
Glad
Yeah.
share it.
Kind of that was the whole rule thing, but yeah.
And then the other ones we've got, which make it very different, is the banks. So we've got 4
Yes.
banks around each side, and also then we've got the bank in one of the corners.
And these are the only opportunity that you have to put the money that you've been earning into your savings account. Now, remember, you only get to win if you've got $250 in that savings account. And unlike Monopoly and all of the other games, when you go past start, those games give you money. Well, this is not like that. You only earn money 20% on the money that is actually in that savings account. So that's a really important thing. Now, I played very conservatively. I kept a lot of my money on the outside of the savings bank and proceeded to land on, it feels like, every single spend, which was incredibly frustrating. And then as I got towards over here, I got a little bit excited. I thought, you know what, I'm coming up to the 20% interest. I'm at the e-bank. I've landed on it. I should bank all my money in there to try and get as much interest as possible. Because then I thought, you know what, over here, this is a good one. I can receive a birthday present, get $50. So what's the chances of that? I can buy a charity card or a wish card, and I can say no to that. Or here, I thought, you know what? I'm rolling the dice. What are my chances that I'm going to land on spend? And of course, that is exactly what happened. I banked all of my money in a hope to getting the interest, only then to land on the spend and realise that I didn't actually have enough money in my savings in my hand, and I had to go to eBank to get money out. Now, when you go to the bank to get money out, you actually lose a turn. So I did. I lost a turn, and then when I finally got going again, I promptly then hit spend again for the next time and promptly went bankrupt. So I ended up getting 3 pairs of shoes, 1 gym membership. I paid Grandpa back several times. But it was a very interesting experience because Kate was getting very excited because Kate was doing very well. Because every time I seemed to land on earn, I would then have to share it with Kate. Now, what was your favourite square to design, Pam? And I know your daughter was a strong help in doing this.
This is why you're in Manhattan.
It was while I was in New York with my daughter last year during COVID.
Oh,
So she'd had an operation. So
I
that's
knew-
how I managed to get out of Australia. But she was very helpful in a way, going, now, Mum, what are your objectives? And I'm
yes.
saying, oh, darling, I just have this sort of feeling is what I want to do. She goes, no, not good enough. So
We need to be a bit more.
she was very good at focusing me on what we needed to do. So I suppose we were trying to introduce basic multiplication.
Yes.
We've got rounding up because we only want to have notes in our savings account because otherwise it's going to get too complicated.
Oh, definitely, yeah, because you don't get a whole lot of
20%
coins.
coins.
Yep.
And then we want to do some sharing, so that brings in division. And we've got these 2 corners here where it's a team event and it's shared between the number of players. So I quite like, I think the corner ones are probably
The corner
my
ones.
favourite.
Yeah, they're my
definitely my
favourite.
favourite.
Yeah, they're definitely.
Especially if you've sort of hit spend a lot and you're just like,
And you come along,
you
you
know,
go, oh,
you're
wow.
coming up to where there's 2 spends that are quite
Do you know what?
high.
I
Yeah,
also
numbers.
don't mind the $15 an hour one,
That's a
especially
good
Yeah.
one too.
if you happen to roll a 6 and you're
Yeah,
lucky
if
enough.
it's a $50 birthday.
Yep.
And the other one,
Because then you don't have to share those.
is the bank too. I think it's like
Yes.
that. Now, if you actually land on the bank.
Now, I should come over here and show you the bank one. Do a little shuffle. This is this one here.
Now, the advantage, if you land on the bank,
Yes.
you can actually, any money you deposit, the bank will pay you 50% more.
Which is incredibly tempting because I may have been a sucker for that as well.
So this one here, you can withdraw just passing by.
Yes.
If you land on it, you can also get the 50% deposit on any money you deposit.
Which is, very, very tempting, especially when you suddenly start to look at your bank account and you are getting closer to the 250, or if you're wanting to get one of these cards. So Ness, I'm going to ask, which one is your favourite square?
Well,
You like this one too, didn't you?
I like the game ones.
Yes.
But I do love the e-banks where you can try and figure out, should I put a bit of savings in there?
Yes.
Or should I hold off?
Yeah. And it is that decision-making
You
process,
do have
isn't
to
it?
kind of, you know,
Bit of strategy.
Starting the game, Kate and I both were sort of going, I think we need to save a little bit, get some cash flow going, and then maybe put a bit of money into our savings. But you really have to wait. You just don't know when you're going to be able to land on an e-bank.
Yes.
To be able to put the money into your savings.
And it's really interesting that you said that because Simone, when she was playing the first time, she had her $100 and she landed on one of these choice ones. But the first thing she did was, well, yeah, I'm going to need those. So she started buying straight away. And then very promptly also landed on some spends. So I think Sim actually went bankrupt in the very first lap around the game board. So yes, we did learn that you do need to hold off if you can on buying the Wish and Charity. Or, I mean, you can take the risk, but yeah, inevitably you're going to be juggling.
And can I just interrupt
Yeah.
you for a second there, Helen? I suppose one of the things underpinning when I first started, I wanted kids to be able to differentiate between needs and wants. And that was a
Yes.
really hard thing to do. So that's what the Wish card is. This
Now,
is a want. It's
did we
not
go
essential.
through? Yeah, because we went through charities, but we didn't talk about the Wish.
We had a bit of a look at them. So they're not essential things, and it's not as if the green ones around the board are more essential, like if your bike
Yep.
breaks down, you need to get it repaired, you had to buy a train ticket. So it was
like
really,
going to
and
the
that
gym.
was the problem. How did you actually differentiate between those and build it into a game?
What was a wish and what was...
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and this
that
one
was
here
it.
is pay a phone bill.
Yep. And then what have we got here? Buy a friend a present.
Yes. So they've got a really quite a tempting, I think Oliver will really, really like that one. So it is, and there's quite a lot. There's experiences as well as objects. So this is your wish side. You're going to need to get 2 of those and 1 charity in order to win, together with $250 in the savings account. So it's definitely quite a bit more complicated than the very first game.
I think, Helen, you'd agree though, wouldn't you? Even though it sounds like we've been giving a lot of rules and that.
Oh,
that
there's
it
not.
It's not really, is it?
No,
makes
it's not
sense
at all.
Quite easily that it comes together.
And the instructions, Sarah was very happy with the instructions on how well they were put together and very easy to follow. Kate,
They were very easy to
before you drop out, that sounds really weird, not drop out, but duck out, which was your favourite square?
I definitely appreciated earning the 120.
So Pam,
That's the biggest.
that is,
That's
they're the win
everyone's
ones.
favourite.
It's the share. And mind you, we haven't played it with 4 people yet, I don't think.
haven't.
So that will be our next mission to do, is to do a game and play it with the 4 and see what it's like to share that 120.
Which in a way, Helen, that's what we're sort of trying to do. You've got your money, you've got to be able to share it at times.
Yes.
You've got the charity where you have to sort of think about people who are less fortunate and
Yep.
look after them as well. You've got to look at balancing your savings and your spending money. So it's trying to bring in all those financial management concepts.
I reckon
on still a kid
I
sort
love
of
the
level.
whole savings and working out.
Do you
I wanted
spend?
to go on the spends one because I have to either go into my savings if I don't
Yes.
have enough money in my, account. And it's really, really teaching kids how to save.
And it does have a little sting to the tail because you just can't go to this bank willy-nilly
No.
because you do lose a turn.
That's right.
Yes.
I also really liked that we didn't land on the bank at all for a couple of rounds.
we didn't.
But we were starting to accumulate some money, and we would go, I just want to bank this, because as soon as you bank it, then you have the opportunity to earn 20%.
Because otherwise you don't earn that 20% less the money's in your
And
account.
we're both just going,
We want to get to the bank.
They're both bouncing.
And these ones you have to land on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Triple D.
And-
Yes. You weren't doing
And
that.
then all of a sudden, it's like you hit on a spin. You're like, no, I
You're like,
don't want to go on the spin.
I was
But,
so
you know,
close.
You have to do it, you know,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's a great learning.
And
curve
can you imagine
for
if
those
you're-
kids that are starting to learn how to
Oh,
save?
And
definitely.
the relief of knowing you had a little bit of cash behind you, so you felt safe, and then the stress of dwindling it down to nearly nothing.
Like me,
Yes.
Yeah, like-
Because that was what I was trying to get across. So
buying a
I'm
couple of
really
pair of
pleased.
shoes at once. Don't recommend that. Not that you
And
get a
now I was
choice.
thinking I was going to get Kate. I was going to, I was nearly up to putting all my money into savings. And then all of a sudden she just went, oh, e-bag, okay. All my money in, and I didn't realise she actually had.
So just like that, rip the band-aid off. Sorry, Naz. Dun.
She was just waiting to get into the e-bag.
She was just biding her time. So this one here is the sequel to Pocket Money number 1. This one here is Pocket number 2. And I might just say, hey, Kate, do you want to grab me a picture? Well, no, not grab me a picture. This is Pocket number 1 for those of you who are not familiar with the game. That is number 1, whereas number 2 looks like
Very
that.
similar.
Very similar.
You're close enough. You're
Yet
not-
different.
It's a little bit of a difference.
Yeah.
I wanted to have the design fairly similar so that you knew that the
You do
products
get a
were
bit of
really-
recognition. Yeah, definitely.
Um,
Well, Pam, you have come up with another
done.
superb game. Well done. Well done on the hard work. Yay.
I know a few kids that would love playing this game.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I'm going to have to.
adults.
And adults, definitely, because
I
I,
think there's a lot of learning in it. I really
Yeah.
I'm really excited about it too. So
I'm going to be hopeful that I can get past the sneakers on the next game. It will happen. All right, guys, we're going to love you and leave you. Have an awesome day, and we hope you are going to enjoy Pocket Money number 2 just as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. All right, guys, see you later.
See you.
Bye.